Hi guys, happy Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I just realized it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I keep saying my days have been off all week long, and I think it's because May 1st started on a Tuesday, and for some reason in my mind I thought May 1st was on a Monday. I guess just because it was close enough to the Monday. I don't really know, but either way, I've been confused all week long about what day it is, but I'm glad that I thought it was Wednesday and actually found out it's Thursday. I meant to go on the page and give you a heads up that I was going to be live, so I'm sorry that this is abrupt because I kind of forgot to do that. But hopefully anyone who can't get on right now will catch the replay. But, and actually now that I'm here, I want to make sure I'm in the right page because I'm notorious for not being in the right place. Okay, good, I am. So, I did a video last night, if you didn't see, talking about detox and die-off symptoms and how you might potentially feel like crap right now. Hi, Faith. And I left out a very important potential symptom that I want to talk to you about. I guess it's kind of more than one thing wrapped in one, and that is bloating and weight gain. So you may be like, red flag, we're supposed to be doing this to not be bloated and to lose weight. But the way that this works when you are detoxing your body and when you're getting rid of stuff that you've been eating is sometimes it may be worse before it gets better kind of thing. So not only may you possibly feel worse before you feel better, you may also possibly bloat a little bit or gain a little weight before you lose a little weight. And the reason I thought of it, the reason I meant to talk about it last night and I forgot, and the reason I thought of it is because I woke up this morning and I felt bloated. So yay for that, but it just happens. It's not the end of the world, and I really mostly wanted to talk about it because I don't want y'all to feel like you're doing all the right things and nothing good is happening, and why does this always happen to me? Because I do everything right and I still don't lose the weight. How many of us have been there? I have been there. I've been the person who says, well, so-and-so just quits doing this and they lose 10 pounds. And I'm not that person. We are all different. So first of all, do not compare yourself to anyone else. If you're married, don't compare yourself to how your husband loses weight. Chances are he's going to lose weight more easily than you, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Do not compare yourself to how your daughter, who is 20 years younger than you, loses weight. Whatever the case may be. That may not even be the case, because when I was 20 years younger than my mom, I think she was still losing way better than I was. But my point here is, number one, do not compare yourself to anyone else in this group or in your life, because we're all different, we're all facing different things. Partially, depending on what your life has looked like up to this point, the various things we've been exposed to, just like toxins in the environment, the various things we grew up eating, various health issues we've had, how many rounds of antibiotics we've taken, all kinds of things are going to be different from person to person. And that's going to mean you've got a different level of inflammation or toxins in your body or health issues or whatever it may be. So first of all, just know that everyone's different. There's really no like one size fits all. Even on this group where we're saying everybody kind of eat this way, everybody take these supplements, everyone's still going to react differently and on a different time frame. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and I know some of you are going to not like this, I cannot encourage you enough to get rid of your scale. At the very least, if you feel like you just need it to track your progress, do not step on it again until the 21 days ends. Because there's a couple of reasons why. First of all, I don't want you to step on the scale today after you've been eating salads and not eating sugar and having your smoothie every morning and drinking all your water and taking your supplements and see that you've gained 5 pounds. Because you could be gaining water weight initially that you will lose. You could be gaining because your body is holding on to junk still that it's not fully detoxed yet. And honestly, you could be gaining some muscle, which I don't ever remember the right way to say this. Muscle doesn't weigh more than that, but it's the volume of fat that takes up more room. So anyway, you get what I'm saying. But my point is, weight gain early on can mean so many things, and I don't want you stepping on that scale and getting discouraged and quitting on us, okay? So that's the first reason. The second reason is because you are worth so much more than a number. And I know you've heard that a million times, but I was a scale addict. I had to weigh at least once a week, probably honestly more than that, especially in high school. And it's so unhealthy, you guys. It is so unhealthy. We're obviously addressing physical health here in this group, but we also want to address our emotional and our mental well-being because it affects us. Because if our mindset about food and nutrition and wellness and fitness, if it's not all right as well, we're not going to be able to stick with these habits long term. And we don't just want to put you through a 21-day challenge to say, let's lose some weight, let's deal with some symptoms, and then you're going to go back to your normal life. We really want you to feel better long term, and we want to teach you how to establish a healthy lifestyle that you can continue way past these 21 days. And so, as much as some of us don't want to hear it, a lot of times that begins with trashing the scale. And I have to tell you, so I own a scale again. Well, I don't personally own a scale, but my roommate bought a scale, so I do have one in my bathroom. But I had an old scale that I physically threw down the trash chute at my apartment, and it was the most therapeutic day of my life, I think. Sounds dramatic, but like to throw that thing away, knowing that it was the bane of my existence for so long because that number stared me in the face and said, you're not good enough. That's how I felt about it. And so for like the longest time, I didn't even know how much I weigh. Actually, right now, I don't know how much I weigh. Funny story, I actually was telling Celia this. I want to know at some point, like I want to be able to just sort of see the changes. And so I actually made my roommate, who's doing the challenge too, she's not on this page, but she is doing it with me. I made her look at the number on the scale so she knows what it is, but I don't know what it is because I didn't want it to get to me. So anyway, I just want to encourage you to not be attached to that number. If you really want to track your progress, the inches that you're losing, and I want to encourage you, first of all, to think that your progress is not based on your size alone. Our outer body is absolutely a reflection of how things are working on the inside, and that's why our focus is on the inside. That's why when we say we're focusing on gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar, it's because all that stuff affects everything else, our skin and how we lose weight and how healthy our hair and nails are, and all those kinds of things, even like our mood and our, anything related to like anxiety, depression, all of that, all related to the inside. So that's why that's our focus. But I want you to know that regardless of how the scale moves or how our clothes fit or anything else, you are still making progress because you're in this group and you're still sticking with this program. I know we're only 3 days in, but 3 days is a lifetime when you're first starting something out like this because you're learning all the things and you're trying to change the way that you've always done stuff, and it requires a lot more preparation and time, and it's a commitment. So I just want you to know that even though we're 3 days in, you're doing great, and I'm so proud of you. But all that to say, your progress is not measured alone by the way your clothes fit or the number on the scale or anything else. But if you do want to track how you're doing and how your outer body is changing, I would encourage you to do 2 things. One would be to maybe take pictures, and I will say, along the same lines of the scale, I have made my roommate take pictures of me in a swimsuit and keep them to herself and not looked at them because I knew that it was going to spin me into a spiral of talking bad about myself, and I didn't want to go there. So taking photos is one option. You will definitely see changes. The other thing is, and maybe you don't want to do a full body photo, I would encourage you even just to take a selfie of your face because you will be so surprised and impressed at the difference you see in how clear your eyes look, how clear your skin looks, how just like bright and light your face looks, and also you'll notice a difference in the inflammation in your face. It's the first place I notice a difference whether I gain or lose, always. The other thing you can do is to measure. I really love measuring because I do like to have something tangible, and measuring is an indication of where things are moving and where things are changing. The number on the scale reflects so much more than what it says and what we think it says. It can fluctuate literally based on the weather outside. So it's not a really good indication of what's changing in your body. It can literally just be what's changing in the environment. Whereas when your clothes fit differently or the measurements change, you're able to see like what areas you want to target and work on, and where you're carrying your weight and where you're losing your weight and all of that. So if that's something that you're tracking and something you want to keep up with, I would really encourage you to measure. If you don't know how to measure, you can Google it. I literally just have one of those like cloth tape measures. I think it's maybe for sewing, actually, is what it's for. Do not know. I don't sew. But like I measure like around my arms, my chest, my waist, my hips, and my thighs usually. And that'll just give you an indication of how your body's changing. So if that is something you want, that's how I would recommend doing it. I think that's really all I had. Mostly I just wanted to touch especially on bloating because I totally didn't mean to leave that out last night. And if you woke up feeling bloated, I just don't want you to be discouraged that you're doing something wrong. I have followed everything to a T. I have had a green smoothie 3 days in a row. I have had my Fab 4 meals for lunch and dinner. I have not broken any rules, and I've had all my water and supplements, and I woke up bloated today. And I went to workout class as well. So I'm just saying. I woke up not being thrilled about it, but not thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be totally derailed. So anyway, just wanted you to know you're not alone, wanted you to know that that's totally normal, and I want to encourage you to throw away your scale, or at least stay off of it for the next however many days we have left. So that's all I've got, you guys. I hope you're having a great day. I just finished my lunch of stuffed peppers. They were delicious. I didn't really use an official recipe, but I'll try to see if I can come up with one to share with you guys because it was really good. But that's all. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later.